I was reading a fascinating article today that really got me to thinking. Now, I'm recording this in May of 2026, and the article was talking about NASA's ambition this fall, in the year of 2026, to return to the moon with multiple missions with the ambition of building a permanent station, a manned station on the moon permanently. The article quoted a NASA official that said America is returning to the moon, and this time we're here to stay. But it's not just the American scientists that are at work. When these missions go to the moon, there will be payloads from the European Space Agency and the Korean Space Agency, that they are also involved in this project. And it reminds me of that quote we all studied in the history books of Neil Armstrong saying, as he stepped out on the moon as the first man to do so, one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. That this is something that can advance the whole world, that can take all of humanity into another phase of learning, of understanding, and adventure. And it got me to thinking, are we able to celebrate that? Are we in our society now able to celebrate something that is a win when no one loses? There is no loser. It is a win, yes, for America, but other agencies are involved as well. And scientists around the world are going to benefit from this, and what we can learn from this and what can take place from these scientific advancements could help all of humanity. Can we celebrate an achievement, an advancement, a win, when no one loses? I think at one time we were a culture that could do that. When Neil Armstrong spoke those words, one giant leap for mankind, I think everyone celebrated the advancement, the achievement of a man walking on the moon. But things have changed. Society is a little different than it was in that era. Now we are actively working to be divided. There are forces, there are people, there are agencies and companies, and very powerful ones that actively seek to divide us, that make a lot of money off of keeping people divided. There are people that make a lot of money keeping people outraged. There's a lot of money to be made in the outrage business. And people look to gain power or stay in power by keeping the American people divided, to keep us fighting with one another. And so I wonder, in a world of such division and chaos and animosity and outrage, are we still able to celebrate an achievement when there are no losers? We didn't defeat anyone to get there. It is a group effort, a group achievement, and even those of us that had absolutely nothing to do with it can celebrate the advancement of humanity to be able to have a permanent station on the moon with a vision towards Mars. Now, of course, there are always people who wonder, can't that money be spent a different way? And I think that's a legitimate debate. Aren't there other needs that are more pressing? I think that's a legitimate debate, and that can be a discussion. But what I want to stick to today is that question: can we celebrate group achievements, human achievements, advancements in humanity? Are we still able to celebrate those, or are we so divided? Have we bought into the outrage culture so much that we can only celebrate if someone else loses? If we can point to a loser and know that we own them, we put them down, we defeated them, is that the only way we can celebrate? In a world of division, can we still celebrate together? I think if we are going to be a culture, a people that is emotionally healthy, emotionally intelligent, mature, and ultimately happy, then we're going to have to learn to do that. We're going to have to learn to look for, strive for, and then celebrate achievements of humanity, advancements of humankind. It wasn't all that long ago that we could celebrate that giant leap for mankind. I think we still have it in us, but many of us have forgotten what that looks like. And many people that are younger have never lived in a world where we celebrated a global human achievement. It's always been a world of division and outrage. But I think the healthiest thing that we can do, the thing that will help us advance most as a culture, and the thing that will ultimately lead to us living happier lives with emotional maturity, is to learn to celebrate when there is no loser, that we all celebrate together. That in itself would be a wonderful achievement. And that's today's insight.